Don't panic, the machines haven't won, but the power of AI is increasing. In this video I'll show you how to use this power to write better songs and also the problems you can have if you rely on it too much.
Max had always been a talented musician, but he had never been able to break through in the cutthroat world of the music industry. He was tired of playing in dingy bars and struggling to make ends meet. He wanted more than anything to become a successful songwriter and finally achieve his dreams. Max had heard about ChatGPT. He'd seen some funny examples of it on TikTok, but wasn't sure what it was. He signed up to the website and started asking funny questions to the AI. It kept him amused for a while, but then he ran out of ideas to ask it.
Tip number 1. Be specific. AI writing tools can be asked about almost anything. But if you want specific results, you need to ask it specific questions. If you want it to help you write a song, then be as clear as possible. Do you want help with a chord progression? What is it in this chord progression that you need help with? What style or genre is this chord progression going to be in? Drill down as far as you can and you'll find the response more helpful.
One day, Max heard about a national songwriting competition that promised to launch the career of the winner. The competition was being held in a city across the country, and Max knew that he had to go. Max managed to scrape together enough money for a one-way bus ticket to the city where the competition was being held. When he arrived, he was overwhelmed by the bright lights and bustling crowds. He felt like he was in a different world. Max had done no planning for when he arrived and didn't know where to go. He turned to AI for some help, thinking it can help with anything. As he types in his question, he realizes that it can't help with the sort of queries he has. As reality dawns on him, he begins to panic.
Tip number 2. Be aware of limitations. AI has limitations and often can't replace the ability of human research. For example, it may not have knowledge of the entire internet or might only have knowledge of events before a certain year. When it comes to songwriting, it may not know certain artists or musical subgenres very well, and this could affect its suggestions. Be skeptical of the output and do your own research if in doubt.
In his confusion, Max begins to wander around aimlessly. He ends up walking down a dark and suspicious-looking back street. As he fades into the gloom, the air becomes freezing cold. There's a gust of wind and lightning is arcing near the ground. Max reaches for a jacket but is instantly confronted by a naked, shadowy figure.
I don't have any money. Please leave me alone.
Fear not. I am here to help you with the competition.
How? How do you know about that?
I know everything. Or, at least, most things. But even I use AI to help with what I don't know.
Look, right now my only concern is having somewhere to stay tonight. And possibly the fact that you are naked. I came to this town without any planning and now I'm in a real bind. Can you help?
I have anticipated your problem. Follow me to the accommodation that the AI recommended.
Tip number 3. Play to your strengths. Let AI deal with your weaknesses. Think of AI like an assistant. You use them to help with things that you are not so good at or confident in. Maybe you enjoy crafting chord progressions, but hate writing lyrics. Well, ask the AI for some lyric inspiration to help with that part of your song. It might give you exactly what you need. And if it doesn't, it might help to spark a new idea or way of thinking.
The room was basic, but it was better than nothing. And now that he had a bed for the night, Max's mind began to wander. Max quickly realized that he was in over his head. The competition was fierce, and the other contestants were all more established than he was. Max knew that he needed to come up with a killer song if he had any chance of winning. That's when he remembered that AI could help him generate ideas and inspiration. Max had always been skeptical of technology, but he was desperate. He logged into the software and started to ask about different melodies and chord progressions. To his surprise, the AI was able to suggest lyrics and themes that he never would have thought of on his own. Max felt like he had found a secret weapon, something that could finally give him the edge he needed to succeed. As the ideas began to flow and night turned to day, he used HookPad to build up his song concept. Things were looking up.
Tip number 4. Use AI like a songwriting partner. Bounce ideas off the AI like you would when collaborating with a real person. Suggest an idea and ask how it could be improved or changed. Use descriptive words to ask for things, such as, can you make this chord progression heavier? How could I make this melody sweeter? Or can you give the lyrics more intensity? AI is very good at reworking existing content, so use it to refine your ideas.
But as he worked with the AI, Max started to feel like he was losing himself. The software was able to analyze data from other hit songs and predict what would be popular with audiences, but it couldn't capture the raw emotion and authenticity that Max had always prided himself on. Max became obsessed with the software, spending hours tinkering with the melody and lyrics. He felt like he was on the verge of something great, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he was cheating, that he was sacrificing his artistic integrity for a shot at success. As the deadline for the competition drew closer, Max's mental state began to deteriorate. He was staying up all night, barely eating or sleeping, consumed by his desire to win. He had lost sight of why he had started making music in the first place.
Tip number 5. AI can't replicate human creativity, and nuance. With specific commands, you've seen that it can act as a sounding board and assist you, but ultimately your ability to filter and adapt its suggestions are what will help you to make great songs. Relying solely on the AI will result in music that feels like it is missing the human touch.
The shadowy figure tries to help Max out of this state of mind.
You wrote great songs before using AI, but you lacked self-confidence. And when things got difficult, you gave up too soon. You've dropped everything to travel across the country with a dream. Don't give up now.
You're right, I need to try and switch my mindset. I'm sure the competition can't be any worse than some of my early gigs.
On the day of the competition, Max was a mess. He was jittery and paranoid, convinced that the other contestants were out to get him.
You know, there's something not right here. Everyone looks more machine than human.
He took the stage and started to play his song, but something was off. The lyrics felt hollow, and the melody lacked passion. Max stumbled through the performance, feeling like he was watching himself from outside his body. When he finished, the crowd was silent. They could sense that something was wrong, that the performance lacked soul. But so did the audience. They stood up in unison and started chanting.
Fitter, happier, more productive. Fitter, happier, more productive.
I need to get out of here. My only hope is the shadowy figure. He was here earlier.
Max runs to the back of the stage, searching for the fire exit to escape. As he grasps for the door, he is pulled aside. It's the shadowy figure.
You've learned about AI, but you need to put some soul in your songs. Understanding different chord types that real songwriters use will help you. The top 20 can be found in the video on screen.